sure my feed's up and going, and we'll get started here. I'm getting ready to do the interview about Araminta Connect. I had did a video early, kind of promoting it. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just share. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share the link and invite people in. I'm gonna wait for people to get in, and then I'll go ahead and then I will go ahead and get started with the interview. So with that said, I'm gonna get the music started, and we will get started with the interview momentarily. Sometimes we focus on them curses, but them promises put fire in your soul. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is taking place. Fire, 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 fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Ever since I woke up and finding what belongs to me, I want my crown and my robe like the saints of old, my legacy and history. Wait a minute, I thought you was the children of slaves, but you're telling me you're kings and queens. We the chosen of Yah, the apple of his eye, the original royalty. So you know what time your parents are gonna, your family's gonna be there? Roughly?
They're supposed to be here right now, so.
They should. I can only imagine the way the traffic is.
Yeah, Philly is a mess and it's time of day, so we'll see. But they should be in a minute.
All right, that's good.
Cause it shut up in our bones, can't sleep so deep like it came in syringes. Why? Cause our king is tremendous, most high, serial contenders. Hallelujah, Abaya, Yahusha, Yahuda, Yahuda. Get them hands up in the sky. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, shalom, y'all. Shalom, y'all. It's brother Michael Israel. Give me thumbs up in there if the volume's good. Let me. Looks like we're skipping on Facebook. I don't know. All right, but anyway. Brother Michael Israel here. You watching Spiritual Combat Show. And I got Sister Lauren Nefesh here. And she is it's pronounced, pronounce it again, sis?
Araminta Connect.
It's called Araminta Connect. And I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody what it is.
All right. So my name is Lauren Nefesha. I am with Araminta Connect. Araminta Connect is an organization or a business directory that me and my family are starting up. We've had this in our dreams and our vision for over a year now. We came into the Hebraic walk and an understanding of who we were as a people. We also all this time knew that we were descendants of Harriet Tubman, and so when we really came into this walk and obtained that understanding, along with already knowing that we were descendants of Harriet Tubman and knowing that her name was Araminta, and then connecting that's a Hebrew name, and Araminta Ross was her name. And so all of that coming together, and we had this vision. We've had the logo done for almost a year now. It's just been sitting there, and recently...
And I'll pull it up here so everybody can see it. You can keep talking now.
Okay. Right. It's a silhouette of Harriet Tubman's face, and it says Araminta Connect. The Hebrew says Echad, which is one, and our focus is together we are one. Together we can accomplish anything. And I've been seeing it more and more in this walk and seeing families come together and really function as one. So Araminta Connect is a directory that we're working on of connecting Hebrew organizations, businesses, individuals, and communities together so that we can all know where to go. We know where resources are. This became really heavy on my heart recently because my dad was teaching on Psalm 1, and it says not to sit in the seat of this cornful, not to take counsel from the wicked. And I'm thinking we need to know where we are so that we can not do these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what Araminta Connect is about. It's a very simple website that we're working on so that people can literally look at their state, look at their town, and know where the Hebrews are, and we can begin to connect each other.
Um, and talk about what we talked about right before we went live. Let the people know what the holdup is, because what she needs is just people to submit their business or the group they're meeting with, or she needs content basically.
Right. The main focus right now is to get the content, to get all of the businesses so that I have the information I can begin to organize and put it in a database so that we can see where everybody is. So, what I need right now is for people to go onto aramintaconnect.com. There is an About Us page. There's only two pages up, very easy to find. There's an About Us page, and there's a Let's Connect page. On that Let's Connect page, I've already had a few people, individuals, and businesses submit their businesses across the US. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing people begin to submit their businesses on there, share your information, share what you do. If you have multiple businesses, just put it in the description box so that I can begin to formulate these things. We need, Michael, I know earlier you were talking about you're a mechanic and you do a few other different things, real estate investment, I believe. So it's like all these different things that people do, we need to know where these resources are.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to pull the website up. I have this screen up right now because I'm just typing in the web address. But I'm gonna pull the website up so you guys can see it online. All right. So I'm pulling up, but you go ahead and keep talking, sis.
Right. On the website, on the Let's Connect page, you'll be able to see there's information for name, address. You don't have to fill out the whole address. If you just give your city and state, that would help a lot. Phone number, I think that's an you can choose to or not. You don't have to. The other information, I think I made it required so that I can make sure I have all of the information that we need to begin to collect everything. But yeah, and if you can share this information, let people know that this is what we're doing, and we're really focused on getting this out there. There's such a need for this.
Yeah.
Whether it's doctors, lawyers, lawyers are a big thing. You know, our people are out there. I know they're out there. It's just finding them.
And what I'm doing, I'm trying to get. I'm gonna just drag it over here, and so everybody can see it. There we go. Had to do it like that, but so this is the website. It's Araminta Connect, and this right here that's where it says Let's Connect. So she said just click on that, and this is where you put your information in it.
Right.
And all right. So Araminta Connect. All right. And yeah, that's a nice website too. So yeah, I'll be putting my information in there. Now, so you said, let me read it. It says name, last name. It says business name and email. So if it say it's a group, you know, a Hebrew Israelite group, they just want to get the word out that hey, they fellowship in this area. They would just put the name of their Hebrew group there, and in the business description, just put the fact that they're a Hebrew Israelite, you know, group who meets up or whatever.
Yeah, that would be helpful. And I can also, so having this conversation with you, I'm going to find so many things that we can do to make it even better. But for now, we can start with that by just putting, this is your group's name and explain that in the description.
Okay.
And I go back maybe after this conversation even and edit, and maybe I'll do a drop down where you can, have that option and people can do that.
Yeah, because one of the things I had thought of when we were talking about it earlier was also events also because there are always events, and it was like the Yoshiyahu event. A lot of people didn't know about that till like the last minute, so
Right.
that'd be another awesome one.
And that was the same weekend in Atlanta because we were down there for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So my
Um,
dad just got here. I want to make sure that
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And why? Hey, shalom, brother.
How are you?
Nice to meet you again. Nice to see you again, virtually this time.
Yes.
this is Elder Yekeskel.
It's good to see you.
The name can be hard to pronounce. Some say Ezekiel, but Yekeskel.
Yeah. So go ahead and pronounce it for us, brother.
Yekeskel.
Yekeskel. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you could tell, because if there might be people in New Jersey watching, so just tell them a little bit about your group up there, if you could.
Okay, so we started this maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were working out of our household, and it was just the three of us, and a few people started coming along, being um, fellowshipping with us, and we were just doing this on Shabbat because somebody had to do it, and we found no one close by that we could fellowship with.
Yeah.
And then we hooked up with a few um, brothers and sisters that were, especially when we went to New York and connected with Yoshiyahu, and there were people standing around saying we're from Philadelphia and we have no place to go. So we gave them our phone number or email. They connected with us, and we started growing. And then y'all blessed us with something really special in the last few months, and he gave us 2 locations in Philadelphia. So we're right in the heart of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Our class is on South Street. If anyone is familiar with Philly, you know where South Street is. We're right on South Street. There's a place called the Mirage, 119 South Street, and that's where we fellowship every day, every Shabbat from 2 o'clock to 4:30.
Okay.
And then on Wednesday night, we do a Wednesday night fellowship, which is where we're at tonight, which is on 8th and Chestnut.
Okay.
At the back of the deli. So you walk in the deli, and you walk into the back, and here we are. And we've gotten a pretty good response, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that don't have a place to fellowship. And so we've tried to fill the gap.
Now, if you could you got a unique story about how you started meeting at that place you're at now? Could you tell the people that story?
Okay, so the gentleman that owns this location is from, where's he from? Pakistan. He fled from Pakistan because of the persecution of Christians, and he came to America. And when he found out what I was teaching and what I was, he said, I have to bless you. So I'm like, okay, well, bring it. So he said, this building I have, you're welcome to it whenever you want.
Wow.
So the building that we're sitting in tonight is in the back of the deli. And he says that just like the scripture tells us, I will bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. He says, I want to be blessed. I want my business to be blessed. And having you in my building is a blessing. And it's the same with the other place, which is over in South Street, where I host Shabbat every Saturday afternoon. he says, my business has bloomed ever since you guys have been here. And neither of the two gentlemen want a penny from me.
Wow.
You know how expensive it is to rent, and especially if you're in the heart of a big city like Philadelphia. So we walk in to both locations. They open the doors up for us. They're very welcoming to us. Um, the gentleman here, his mother, um, I think she fell in love with my wife, and the two of them meet. They have to have a conversation every time we come together. Yes, it's been a really a blessing that Yah has bestowed upon us. And so, yeah, that's what we do. And so
Awesome.
we are the Ark of New Jersey slash Philadelphia.
Yeah. We still have to be Philly too. We didn't know.
And uh, Sister Lauren, also talk about you're also a music artist and a art artist. So
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit if you could.
Okay, thank you. I'm a mosaic artist. I have recently, after a few conversations that I've had, I really began to feel led to create more Hebrew art. If you type in Google Hebrew art, it's the weirdest stuff that comes up. And so I was like, I want to make some art that we can have in our homes that blesses our homes, that people can just wake up and look at. I know I look at my art. My room is full of art, and I wake up and I look at the art, and I just feel so encouraged every day that I wake up. So that's really where my heart is with my art, my visual art. And so I've been making a lot more. Recently, I've been on this like lion binge. So just making lions because that's just where my mind is. And so I finished one recently. And the most recent one is called The Judgment of Yah. And I took a newspaper article. Some people will remember it. The New York Times did an article about the Black people leaving evangelical churches back in March 2018. And so I took that article home. I've had it, and I just put it on a piece of art recently, and it was a raging lion. And so with Yahuwah, the paleo script above it. So that's what I do. I do mosaic art. I do some commission pieces, and I do some things that I just kind of give away because I believe that Yah wants everybody to have art, and art has not always been accessible to our people, nor has it been something that we think is necessary all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to share that and the power of the arts. I teach art in Philly and Jersey. I absolutely love the arts. So my focus is mosaic art. And then I play my guitar. I've been leading worship with our group. It's not the plan when I picked up the guitar, but it's been something that I've really been blessed by. And so I play the guitar, I do poetry, and do a little hip hop mixed with folk music. And one of my goals is to pull on some of the spirituals that our people have written back, way back, going back hundreds of years, and trying to bring them back to life and bring them relevance to our modern day situation here in modern day Babylon.
Okay.
So yeah.
So so um so basically, if you get a good um turnout as far as people submitting a whole lot of information. I know I'm gonna submit mine, and I know my wife, she does. She's good with cooking and sewing, and she does a whole bunch of stuff. But if you get a good turnout of people submitting, I guess their skills, abilities, events, businesses, all that. When could we see this thing fully up and running?
I would like it to be up and running before the new year. That's like, I mean, we could possibly have it well before then if people, it really depends on when people put their information in. I stepped back from working a full time, like, hardcore job so that I could focus really on the arts and the music and Araminta Connect. So this is like one of my biggest focuses. I want to make sure that we get this resource out to our people. So the faster people get it in, the faster I can get it out. And a tangible book by mid 2019, going into August possibly, to make sure that we actually have a tangible book. So if ever the internet shuts down, we can still find each other. You know.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
So I want to make sure we have that. But yeah, it's just a matter of getting all the information in, and we'll get take it step by step. We do have goals with it to expand and make it more I guess, like broad and have more information on the website. But right now, my goal is to do state by state, get as many businesses, organizations. There's no limit to it. I know. I just watched your video on. I don't know the name of it, but it was about black men or to save the woman or something like that. And
Uh-huh.
so I was watching that, and it was talking about hair. Well, where are our hairdressers? Where are our hair suppliers? Even though I'm not,
Exactly.
like where are these people at so that we can make sure we connect, and why do we only give money to other nations and not each other? Like 6 minutes, I believe it is, that money stays in our community. That's ridiculous. We
Yeah.
need to be for each other to make sure that we pour into each other. There's no reason why Israelite is poor. There's no reason, if we're walking in the law, statutes, and commandments according to Deuteronomy 28, we should be walking and functioning blessed. And there should not be one person in our gatherings that's struggling. We should be able to pour into each other and find those skills that we all have and make sure that they get utilized. And that's what Araminta is all about, making sure we can live a Hebraic life, a holistic Hebraic life.
And I wanted to read something on your site for because it was what I used in my video earlier. That the last sentence there on that first paragraph, it boils. It's like that elevator line where you can just boil the whole thing down to one thing. It says we developed Araminta Connect to be a lifestyle resource to connect Hebrew individuals, communities, and businesses. So
Right.
I mean that's the power line right there.
Right. Exactly. So my mom just hopped in here. A lot of y'all probably have seen my parents on the video that kind of just blew up. We didn't know it would, but talking about how we are descendants of Harriet Tubman, and that line is the mission statement.
And that's big. Shalom, sis.
Shalom.
Yeah.
She's you she's a wordy person. You hear her?
All right. But so did you have anything else you wanted to say about Araminta Connect?
I believe that the word connect is not just slang. That's something that has been placed into our family from our history. We've always been able to connect people. Um, we've watched it. Everyone that knows a little bit of the history of Harriet Tubman is that she connect. She connected from from Maryland to Canada, Mississippi. Yeah, yeah. So, and we have that same spirit in us that we want to reach out and connect. We will shut down everything else and work on Araminta Connect if we know that the people are responding positive to it.
Wow.
That's really where that's where our heart is.
Wow.
Except for our gathering. Now we're not shutting down the gathering.
I hear
Let's
you.
get
All inclusive. It's
that's all inclusive.
The most important thing for us right now is our Hebrew family. Like that's it. We realize that every Shabbat we're waiting. Every week we're waiting for Shabbat so we can come together. And we want to find each other so that we can function and we can live together and do life together.
If you could talk, bring people up on the history of the Negro Traveler's Green Book that you have up there.
The Green Book.
Yeah. Well, I'll start, and then my mom is the historian. So from 1932 to 1964, the Green Book was put out. This year, as a gift for my mom, I got her 1954, I think. Yeah. And so every year there was a new update. Our goal is every year, for however long we're here, to update it and keep building and keep showing like these are resources for you all to have. So that book, you go into that book, you look inside. There's whether it's restaurants, because we couldn't go everywhere, hairdressers. What else can we think of?
They were rooming houses.
Right, rooming.
Most of the Green Book time was during the time of segregation. So that was the purpose of the Green Book, because we couldn't go just anywhere. So they were safe places for when we were traveling back to the South mainly, but it covered most of the United States. So just in the same vein, our connect will be in the same vein where these are going to be safe places. We know that if we go to this restaurant, it's going to be clean food. We're not going to have to worry about what we're eating there. That these people will be doing business the way tourists is. And so that's how the Green Book kind of connects to us, or how we're trying to do Araminta.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that this is one of those things that has been lost in our awakening. People don't realize that there was a sort of like the yellow pages, the green pages, where the Green Book was our personal yellow pages, so that we could find, like Robin just said, we could find a safe place to go, a safe place to eat, a safe place to live, right? And everyone that's in a part of this awakening, we realize there's just a handful of us here and just a handful of us there. But Yah has placed gifted people everywhere. And so we need to be able to find these people. And when more people find out, like I had to put a car in the shop. It was Lauren's car. She put it in the shop. It was over $1,000 for this bill.
The man lied, all types of stuff.
The bill kept going up and going up. And if we had a Hebrew, even if we had to pay that $1,000, at least we know it's staying in
the community. Yeah.
In the community.
Right.
Everyone knows the deal. When a dollar comes into our pocket, it's removed almost instantly.
And that's by design. And like the book said, we've been completely destroyed, even in our minds. So now it's like that. I love that verse you posted up there. It looked like, let me go to it real quick. It was the dried bones verse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's so what I thought as soon as I heard about this site, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was that verse. Actually, it's funny. I pulled that verse from when Morey Yoshiyahu came on your show and he was talking. I said, "Oh, I was watching it and working on the website," and I was like, "I'm putting that verse on there."
Yeah, he went in on that lesson, man. I mean, woo, that was good. But yeah, this is a big piece to that, man. This is like the cartilage of the bone, the tendons. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if y'all, for anybody who just tuned in, the name of this site is Araminta Connect. It's designed to connect Hebrew Israelites, whether you want to let people know that you have a community, like a meeting, a business, an event, or just, I guess, let somebody know that you're out there or whatever.
Look, yeah,
just
that's
your
it
name,
too.
right?
That's it too. And I'm also, my heart is toward homeschoolers. So I have a goal of doing a homeschool connection so that people, if people have to work some days, they can make sure that their kids get to go somewhere else that day. Like we should be able to connect that way. So these are goals, right now it's one step at a time, but we have a lot of ideas that we'd like to, make happen for our people.
And if you're just tuning in, one of the reason she said the whole website is not online, the only thing they're waiting on to launch this thing is for you to just put your information in there and get your information out to everybody. And this, right, like I said, this will be one of the regular things. Like before I go live or I do my shows, I'm going to check in here, see what type of news or information is out there, and I'm going to help get the information out there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So this is like a key tool to that, So
All you have to do is go onto the website, aramintaconnect.com. There's an About Us page and there's a Let's Connect page. And on that Let's Connect page, you just put your information in. If you have more than one business, just put it in the business description. And if it's a gathering that you have on Shabbat or any other time during the week of Hebrew Israelites, put that information in so we know and we can begin to formulate this.
And like she said, she's gonna be I guess because I kind of mentioned something, so it sounds like you're open to making changes to make it more and more efficient and everything like that. So
Absolutely, yeah.
okay,
Did you wanna?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
So what we want to do is maybe monthly feature a particular artist or a person. They could own a coffee shop. They could whoever. Like we
or
may
music too, I guess, because I know a lot of people are doing music.
yeah. So we feature that person sort of like that's our way of giving back by just pinpointing one particular person, saying, telling the Hebrews, go to that person.
Mhm.
If they're releasing an album, purchase the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the heathen does something wrong, they do a GoFundMe to make the man a millionaire. Shoot one of us down, right? And let's do a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah.
You know, and this man is a millionaire because the heathen will support the heathen. That's what we need to. We need to be wise and look at this and say, look, let's take care of each other. And this is one of those ways of helping to take care of each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's y'all heard it here. That's Araminta Connect. I'm gonna pull the website up one more time. Um, aramintaconnect.com. Let me pull up, and there you go. You can see how to spell it right there. So it's aramintaconnect.com. And like she said, she needs y'all to put your information in there. That's what she needs. That's all she needs. So it's win-win. You know what I'm saying? Um, and these are the Fishers, right? Did I get that right?
Right.
These are the Fishers. They are descendants of Harriet Tubman. Like I said, I'm gonna have y'all on again to go into all that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it was on my spirit to get this out because I knew it was important. But that's Araminta Connect, and I'm gonna read that paragraph, that sentence one more time. It says we developed Araminta Connect to be a lifestyle resource to connect Hebrew individuals, communities, and businesses. So it's a big piece in building this nation and bringing our nation together. You know what I'm saying? But that's Araminta Connect. And I'm Michael Israel. That was you. You just talking to the Fishers, and you're watching Spiritual Combat. And with that said, shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Let me try my computers. All right.
Can you still hear us?